Hey guys, welcome to another video on Inside Spurs. I'm back. The Premier League season is back this weekend. I couldn't be more buzzed, if I'm honest. It's been a while. It's been a while since sort of probably the Pochettino era when we were flying in the league and we were doing so well at home and things like that. It's been a while since I felt this excited for a league, and I put a lot of that down to the board actually looking quite competent, but also the main man in charge, Antonio. So just this video is all about sort of how I feel the first game's going to go in terms of who's going to play, what kind of formation. But also, I just want to have a bit of a chat about what I think the season may look like. What season that potentially could be a flop look like, but also what an amazing one could look like. So sort of a bit of a mixture, okay? So this one, I'm really interested to see sort of what people think, because I think a couple of weeks ago the Spurs Twitter sphere was an amazing place. Everyone was excited. Everyone was really thrilled about the new season, all these new signings coming in. And it has gone flat. And Spurs fans have already started to turn on some of the new signings, which doesn't shock me. I think it's pathetic, if I'm honest. So I'll be sort of addressing that a little bit as well as to why Spurs fans have annoyed me. But let's get into first game of the season. Okay, Saturday, 3:00. I can't wait. I really cannot wait. How I think the first game is going to go. Okay, I do think we're going to win. If I'm honest, I know that might be crazy to think that the club that you support could win a game, but I do actually think we're going to win that game. Now, what I would say is I think it's not a given on the first game of the season that you would beat any team. Okay, now we beat City last year, but we were rubbish. So it does make you think maybe that could be a bit of an outlier. What I would also say is when you look at teams that have come up, for example, no one really ever wants to play a team that's just come up first game of the season because they're always well too up for it. I know that obviously we're not having that issue this year. We're playing Southampton at home, but that's the thing that I've always thought, don't want to play someone that's just come up. So Southampton at home, not an easy game. Okay, now don't get me wrong, if we were playing away from home, I'm maybe a little bit more nervous, but at home, yes, I think we should be looking at a 3 points here. I think we really look at where we finished last season on riding that high. Forget about pre-season. Pre-season is not about winning games. It's about fitness. And Conte's even said it's not about wins. It's about fitness. Okay, and our boys should be pretty fit coming into the new season. What I think, my sort of opinion on the game, I think we're going to win 2-0. I do think a clean sheet's also in there as well. And I think it's such a massive thing you start the season with a clean sheet, because we're going to need to be able to carry that momentum way on through the season. So who do I think is going to start? So obviously I think we can all agree who the keeper's going to be. Okay, that it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. It's Fraser Forster. Hugo Lloris. Now, it's a gimme, if I'm honest. That's one of the only few gimmies in the team that you're going to get. The back three centre-halves, I'd assume, would go Romero on the right, Eric Dyer through the centre. Now, the one on the left is the one that I'm just going to hold back for a minute because I'm not too sure. Okay, there is a couple of positions in this team that I'm not too sure about. Left back, I would say it's Perisic. Okay, he had a lot of game time against Roma. Okay, and looked really, really good. I think that's going to be the steal of the season. You talk to any fancy football owner, Perisic is their guy. On the right, as much as we want it to be Jed Spence, the deal took way too long. He's not had any time to really sort of bed in. So I would probably say Matt Doherty is my shout. Okay, I don't think it's going to be a game where we're going to be pinned back, 40% possession. We're going to need, Emerson, who's probably a more capable defender, to play. So I would say it's probably going to be Doherty. The centre two, now this was one of them, and I'll explain why at first I was a bit hesitant as to say which ones are going to play. It does seem like Højbjerg is going to be quite a bit of a mainstay in this team, just because of the fact that if you look at all the training, you look at all the setups, it seems to be Højbjerg and Basuma, Højbjerg and Bentancur, okay? Skip's out injured, most likely, because he's got that wound on his foot. Apparently it was a lot worse than you all thought. It was a bit grim. Basuma's come out to say he might not be fit. Okay, so if I had to be honest, I was always going to say it's Bentancur and Højbjerg, because obviously Basuma out in Korea got COVID. So his pre-season was set back a little bit. So I'm going to say it's Bentancur and Højbjerg, which is nothing wrong with that. Højbjerg playing his old team, that's always a really, really big thing for players. But also, I do think Bentancur is our best midfielder. And those two have a good relationship. They have played half a season together. It's something that is quite safe, okay? You know you're not going to... the players aren't going to work, okay? Front three is the front three. Son, Kane, Kulu, okay? That's the front three. I'm not going to wait around on that and say Richarlison's getting in there, Moura's getting in there. It's not going to happen. It is those front three, okay? Now, what I am interested in is, Brian Hill might be on the bench, Richarlison, Moura. We've got attacking options, and for once, it is quite nice to have a few. Excuse me. So, yes, I think that's the team. Now, on the left centre back position, this is the one that I was really sort of umming and ahhing about. Now, right back, you could say Emerson Doherty, but this one I'm umming and ahhing about. I watched Longley in pre-season, and you know what? I'm not going to say he's a world beater, he's rubbish. I'm not going to go high or low, but what I would say is the things that I mentioned in a previous video, I was right. He's great with the ball. He can play long balls. We saw that beautiful one in Rangers where he dinked it straight into the space, okay? It's probably about a 50, 60-yard pass. We saw against Roma that he actually can move with the ball and he actually can whip a half-decent crossing as well. I just don't know if he's had all that time to be in the setup, if you know what I mean. Davinson Sanchez played, I think started every single game in pre-season. Now, yes... He's not left-sided centre-back that, can play out from the back from that side. He's not the strongest playing out from the back. I understand that. Davies obviously had that injury. Will he be fit? I don't know. I'm going to say it's going to be Longley. I'm going to go out there, going to put my neck on the line. Had Davies been fit, I would have said it would have been Davies. But I don't think he's fit enough just yet. So I'm going to say it's Longley. And to be honest, when you think of a back three of Longley, Dyer, Romero... That is an upgrade over last year, and that's what we always need to remember. That is an upgrade. Everyone has decided that Longley isn't Bastoni, and Longley's not Gavardio, Longley's not Prime Cannavaro, or anyone like that. We understand that, but you know what? He's cultured, he's good on the ball, and actually, when you're playing a team at Southampton that could potentially press you, you're going to be able to play out for the back a bit. The other benefit of that is, we've got three centre-halves playing. Davies isn't the centre-half, let's be honest. He filled in very, very well. But from a set piece or from a back post cross, he could potentially be got at. These three at the back, all being probably 6'2" and above, is beneficial. You then add in a Bentancur. You then add in, potentially, obviously a Kane, maybe even a Kulusevski who's got a bit of height to him as well. You actually look at that, we've got quite a big team. Now, it's beneficial that we're quite physical, and I do think that's going to really help us this season, and you'll see why in a minute. But there we are. That is my team. Let me know in the comments what you think, okay? Because I'm always interested to know if people say that I'm an idiot and I think that, this guy's going to start. Let me know why. There's nothing wrong. I'm always happy to see people's opinions. Just quickly about Spurs fans being deluded at times and being a bit stupid. The whole Richarlison being a bad deal. Okay, Richarlison isn't a bad deal because you cannot tempt a world-class striker to sit on the bench behind Harry Kane. It's not going to happen. Newsflash, if you think it does, you live in an absolute fantasy land. It doesn't happen, all right? The fact that Richarlison also can play across the front three also helps. And then guess what? He's Premier League proven and he has scored goals in the Premier League. Okay, yes, it's not 20 million. It was a little bit more than that. I understand that. Maybe that's what people are getting a bit wound up on because they see other strikers who they think are absolutely amazing going for a little bit less. But they wouldn't have come because they weren't going to get minutes on the pitch. Richarlison will get minutes. We know he will. He knows he will. He's in the squad. He's fitting so well. Everyone really, really loves him. And I really, really like the look of him, okay? But just give him time. He's not even played a minute of Premier League football for Spurs yet. Okay, he's spent years in the Premier League. He knows the physicality. He's a proper team player. He scores goals. And you know what? Sometimes he can create a little bit of magic out of nothing. Just give him a little bit of time just to show you. Because I think you're sitting there and going, oh, well, Chelsea are going to buy X, Y and Z. Yeah, because Chelsea are that much further along in their process than us. Chelsea have won trophies. Chelsea have got consistently top 4 football for quite a while. We hadn't. We haven't won trophies. We don't pay as high in wages. Do you start to see the problem there, that behind that logic? The logic is flawed, to say the least. So yeah, that's enough of my rant, okay? Premier League season, what the worst case scenario I think will be, and what the best case scenario will be, okay? Just an FYI, that doesn't include winning the title, all right? As it stands right now, with the transfer window looking the way it is, and Chelsea, City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, all those guys and their business of what it looks like, where I think we finish the season is third, okay? I still think the top two are City and Liverpool, but I do think we overtake Chelsea. Now, that can obviously change if Chelsea go and buy the 400 players they're linked with and they're progressing well on, Cucurella. I know they're really hot on De Jong. They're not opposed to going for Anthony. They want Dumfries. I mean, I couldn't tell you who they don't want, if I'm honest, okay? As it stands right now, with their business the way they've done it with Sterling and Koulibaly, I do really think we are third, okay? Now that can change, but right now, as it stands, third. I do think a Champions League run, getting out of the groups, potentially into the quarterfinals, I think is feasible. We actually are quite solid in the Champions League, okay? So it's not a competition that overwhelms us, okay? I do think it's fair to say out of the qualifying through the groups into the quarterfinals is that sort of area that I think it's not outrageous to say. The outrageous thing I'm going to say is I think we win a domestic competition. Now, I haven't said this in a very, very long time. I've always been one of those that says we need good cup runs, semi-finals, finals, all that jazz. This is a season where I think we win one. I'm not going to say which one, to be honest. I'm not going to limit myself. There's 2. I'll take either, okay? I think we get 1, okay? So if we think third, good, solid Champions League run and a cup competition, I think that's really, really, really good for us. And I think it's a really nice stepping stone. I think we close the gap a little bit to the top 2. I'm not going to say we're in a title race to the last game of the season or anything like that. But I think we do bring that gap a little bit closer together. I do think that competition that we win and Champions League guaranteed and a good quality Champions League run, that gives us that platform to jump next summer and go, right, Bastoni, let's go. That's the centre half on the left-hand side, sorted. Boom. That's that side done for ages. We might go and get a central centre half sorted. Boom, that's another one done, forget about. We might go get the next keeper that we're looking at to replace Hugo. Don't know about that one. But we'll go maybe get another brilliant centre mid. We go and get, a right back of real quality to what that situation may look like in a year. I don't know what it looks like. But I think this summer was about filling up the squad. Next summer will be about retooling, clearing out some more dead weight. There's a lot of players going out on loan this summer. I think this summer after will be about, right, get rid of them finally. You're gone, out you go. Right, boom, here comes 3, 4, maybe even 5 really great players. And then who knows? Who knows from there where we'd be. So that's what I think is what I think the season will look like. Worst case scenario, I think it's 6th. I think we get knocked. I don't think we can qualify for the Champions League. That would be the worst case scenario. And cup competition wise, 3rd, 4th round, something like that. No further than the quarters. Okay, that is miserable when you think about it. That is what you'd find. A team finishing in 10th would love. Oh God, 6th. Yeah, all right. Yeah, competition. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. That's nice. Okay, so I think that's the worst case scenario. I don't think that's the way it looks. Okay. Oh, by the way, a lot of this is very much dependent on the World Cup. Players come back fit. Do players get knocked out early in that competition? That means they come home early, and a lot of these things matter, And best case scenario, I think it'd be 2nd. I still don't think we can. We'd have to be so lucky to overturn one of the top 2 to get both of them. Oh, it'd be like Leicester winning the title the way those two teams are rocking. I think it'd be 2nd. I think it'd be a really deep Champions League run, into sort of semis and finals, and still a cup competition run. We win one, maybe a deep one in the other. I think that's the best case scenario. Maybe a Kane or a Son Golden Boot alongside that. And yeah, England win the World Cup. That'd be all right, wouldn't it? Again, I have my own opinions about England and things like that. That I will do another video another time. I'm not talking about it right now. I want to talk about the exciting... We're back Saturday. I cannot wait. Saturday afternoon. Oh. And by about 3:01, if we're losing, I'll be miserable. But look, I don't think we will. I think we're going to be winning 2-0. I think... I'm not going to say goal scorers and things like that, but I really hope to see some of the new boys play. I hope we see Perisic and Longley. I hope Richarlison gets a few minutes. I know Basuma might be injured. Maybe Spence gets a few minutes. I don't know on that. Fraser Forster, I hope, doesn't get minutes. And that is the nicest way to think about that one. But I think, yeah, I think Saturday, 3 o'clock, 2-0. And let's just see where the season goes. You know, there's some interesting fixtures this weekend. Teams are where they could slip up. You know, Arsenal away to Palace. You know, Man United got Brighton at home. Man United only a couple of months ago got beat 4-0 by Brighton. Okay, so look, let's wait and see. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm always interested to know what you think. Let me know what you think. The first game of the season. What's the result? Don't worry about goal scorers. I'm not too fussed about that. I think everyone would say Kane, Son, Kane, Son, Kane, Son. Let me know the result. Let me know where you think we finish this season. Let me know what a good season looks like to you and what you think it will be. And yeah, drop a like, give us a subscribe, give us all that, okay? And I'll see you all again in the next one. Take care.